You're out of Hagerstown?
Yeah.
I used to work for a trucking company called Lafferty Trucking Company, and we delivered down and through Hagerstown. So your parts are not exactly strange to me either.
Well, I'm from Johnstown.
Oh, we're rivals then. We should be arm wrestling now.
Conemaugh Township Indians.
Yes, I know the area
us.
well.
Yeah. How's it feel to be back home and play for, is it hard on your nerves? You kind of...
A little bit. A little bit. I found that the shows that we've done, I started with on the heels of Walk on Faith. Put a band together. I was a little late doing that. Put a band together, and we began touring the end of June and early July. And this symphony date here, which will be the 7th of December, is the last date of the year. I have found the most difficult shows to do are the ones where you have family and real good friends. Because, you know, there's a certain thing about walking on a stage and trying to entertain people, and when you do that to people that know you so well, it's sort of like they say, oh, you know, we know who you are. Who are you trying to kid?
Right, right.
So it is a little more. With this symphony show, though, the emphasis is on the music because you have all that musical color at your disposal. So we lean a little more heavily on the music here.
It's the walk on faith, trust in love. Just keep on putting one foot down in front of the other. When the valley's so wide, we stumble in stride. Everything inside wants to give up. Walk on faith, trust in love.
Something I was wondering now, I guess everyone knows that you were an all-pro defensive tackle, Rookie of the Year.
This is when you were a little girl. You were a very young little
No,
girl.
I wasn't a little girl. I wasn't real into football at that time, but I did watch some and follow a little bit, but I kind of stuck with the Steelers. So.
Oh, you and I are really enemies then.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think so.
Okay.
But now you had 5 knee surgeries. If you wouldn't have had that trouble, do you think you would have went into music, or do you think you would have stuck with football?
Wonderful question. That's the first time anyone's ever asked me that.
Is that right?
Very, very, very hard question to answer. I do think, and I've always maintained, that physical pain has a way of tarnishing the American dream, you know?
Right.
And people, particularly in America, we imagine as a culture, we imagine a life as a professional athlete to be the ultimate, and it's not really. And most professional athletes will tell you that. Of course, now I must confess, I played in the years before these ridiculous sums of money that we hear about today were paid. I was a first-round draft pick in 1970, the 6th player drafted out of Penn State College. And I made $22,000 as a rookie. So it's a little different, just a little different game. I think there's a good chance I would have stopped because I think not only was I physically hurting, but mentally I was kind of burnt out.
Right.
You know, I think I had done what I came into the NFL to do, and just to see if I could compete. And I had some wonderful experiences, some good years, playing in a couple of Pro Bowls. And knew Cincinnati in those years, we were not headed for the Super Bowl. We were. It was a franchise that was probably beyond the length of my career away from really ever making it to the Super Bowl. So I might have played another year, but I think really I was curious at that age about other things. So.
Right. Well, and when you did go to Penn State, you were a music major, right?
Yeah, music's always been part of my life. Actually, if you tallied all the time spent, tallied it up, it's probably been a bigger part of my life than sports.
Okay, and you mentioned Ronnie Millsap, Stranger in My House, Inside, that was around 1982?
Right, yeah, well, you've done your homework.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been listening to the, your album.
Yeah, Turning for Home.
Turning for Home. I was going to say Turn on Home, and I knew that wasn't right. Turning for Home, and there are so many beautiful songs on there, and you did co-write or write all of them, right?
Right.
And how many are out on singles?
There's one, the new video, I'll Stop Loving You, is the 4th single. The 4th single. And I must tell you, it's doing very well. People are very familiar with it, as they were with Walk on Faith. We've had 2 singles out. In between those 2, the label, and it's pretty much their call, decided not to do videos. And I think that it hurt the performance, the familiarity of the song. I think that for whatever reason, people are able to develop a little firmer, a little more personal relationship with an artist and a song if they have an accompanying video. And
I love the whole video concept, because I know different ones I've talked to, and I would say I'm doing the interview with this one or that one, and they would try to think of the song, and as soon as I would say, you remember the video, so, oh yeah.
Absolutely.
And
yeah,
they identify with the videos.
Very, very much so. When we, in the touring I did with the band after shows, signing autographs, the #1 question I think I was asked more than anything was, when are you going to do another video?
I have it right here, next
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
So, well, okay, now what I was started to say a while ago, you started writing songs, and you did for Ronnie Millsap, Stranger in My House, and Lost in the 50s, which I just loved.
Right.
What brought it about that you, I think I heard somewhere you didn't think you had a very good voice at one time. Well, I think it's fantastic, but I wonder what made you decide to do your own recording.
A serious lapse in sanity.
Oh, we all have those.
What happened, I've had a wonderful, wonderful life as a songwriter. And when Millsap began recording my songs in '82, then other people did. I've been very, very lucky to have this life as a songwriter. But I'm afraid what happened is I got a little too comfortable.
Right.
Right around the time when Bob Montgomery and the folks at CBS Records said, "What? We love your demos." Willie Nelson had done a song, which he also did a song called "There You Are."
Right.
And they said, "Gee, we love your demo of that. Do you ever think about making a record?" And I probably was just antsy enough at the time, and that coincided with the fact that I had this particular collection of songs that seemed as though they may work on a record. And so I did the record. But I had, and I still do have, little reservations about the public side of, making a record, and what the changes that it brings about in your life. And I am a representative of 4 people, myself and my wife and 2 children.
Right.
I don't really make any decisions unrelated to them.
Right.
So we have to pay very close attention. I'm trying to pay very close attention to the fact that I need to be gone a little more,
Right.
and pay a little more close attention to the kids, and how they feel about me being gone, because
Right.
that part of it is not fun, but unfortunately it's a necessity.
Right. Well, I often wondered how it would be possible to do handle both the touring and the family life, because I know even a lot of housewives even that have raised their kids and wait until after they're grown.
Yeah.
And
Well, I'm married to a woman who, what is most important to her is her family and raising her children.
Right.
And I make I want to understood, I make no judgments about that.
Yes.
She certainly was never made to feel that way. This is just what she believes her life is about, and I get to benefit from that, because she is there with them all the time, and I'm there. I'm not an artist. I'm not a singer, not an artist. I'm not a singer who is gone 9 months.
Right.
I'm somebody that when you are in Nashville and you need to do a California swing, that's going to take you away from home about 2.5 to 3 weeks. Other than that, it's mostly 4 or 5 days and back home.
Yeah.
3, 4 days back home. And you can get a good 90 to 100, 110 dates in a year.
That's a lot.
Yeah, touring like that. But at one point, my 8-year-old, who is a very wise, gentle boy, said, "Daddy, I'm getting tired of you leaving." And so we have long talks about it. And,
That's Matthew.
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 Everything in my wife and I's life comes after the children, because it's just our basic philosophy. They did not ask to be born, so they're
Right.
here, and it's our ultimate responsibility to first and foremost take care of them.
Right. Okay, now you have one song on the album that's, I don't know for sure what the name of it is, but Till You Were Gone, is that the one where you go back
Yeah.
where you used to,
Drive back
Yeah.
by the house.
yeah, that's not a single, is it?
It was.
Oh, see, I listen to it so often that
It was a
the
single.
album, I
Wouldn't
don't
it have
know
made
which.
a wonderful video?
Oh, that's
That would
what I
have made
was
a
going to
great
ask
video.
you.
Yeah. The singles, the sequencing and releasing of the singles off the album has been something of a mistake at times.
Right.
And the single was, that song that you love, I love that too, is a ballad. And I'm afraid we released that as a single too early in the going. We probably need to solidify who in the world is this guy after Walk on Faith. It would have been nice probably to come with Till You Were, I'll Stop Loving You with a video. Really get that, you know, because the people out there in America are so inundated with music and information and news and all that you have to kind of stay available, you know.
Right.
And I think Till You Were Gone would have been a wonderful video. And the house that I drive by is in this town.
I
And I
know.
drove by it today. as a
Did
matter
you
of
really? Oh.
but I'm very happily married. It's a long, long time ago.
Yeah, but that's memories. That's something that happened, and you.
Oh, sure.
I listen to words. I know quite often I'll be listening to something and someone will start talking and I don't answer.
Yeah.
And they'll say something and I'll say, oh, I was listening, because I listen to the words of songs, and that one I really liked it.
It's an older song.
Yeah.
A number of people have recorded it. It was never released as a single. And I think, you know, it could have had a better life than it had, but maybe there'll be more in the future for the song.
Right. Well, listen, I'm going to let you go. You're getting ready for rehearsal for the symphony. I do really appreciate you joining us today, and I hope if we see you out around sometime again, we can get together and do it again.
We'll probably be your way. We're going to go back out with the band in the spring and do a little more extensive, a little more well thought out touring. So in '92, so I'm sure we'll be your way. And thank you. You asked the best questions of anybody I've ever talked to. You do wonderful,
I really
wonderful
appreciate
questions.
that.
Thank you.
And would you take us back to the show with your newest video?
Here is my new video, a single called I'll Stop Loving You.
On Hit Country Video.
They say the sun out in the desert hot enough to fry your brain, but the night is so cold it'll change your mind. And I watched the clear blue sky turn a bitter gray on the day that you left me behind. I've heard nothing lasts forever. Time is gonna heal my wound, but from where I stand, just can't see how that could be true. So I will lay me down in a healing ground, and my life is through. Say amen, 'cause maybe then I'll stop loving you. I ride this sad and lonely city, driven by memory, thinking some night that I might find this lost love. And the heartache keeps chipping steadily away at me, living in hell with a shell of a man I was. I've heard nothing lasts forever. Time is gonna heal my wound, but from where I stand, just can't see how that